We see this woman in the back here. She's having an amazing time. Look, she's very, very happy with this bright sun shining. We're going to fade that a bit. There we go. We're going to fade it and blur it because, sorry, I'm going to take your spotlight, woman. I am. I'm going to take your spotlight because we're going to talk about how to be happy like her. How do you be happy like her? How do you do it? Ultimately, it comes down to your purpose. Your purpose. Finding a purpose and living that purpose in life. Does having a purpose bring happiness? The quick answer is yes, absolutely. But how does it do it? How does it do it? If you're sad, if you're depressed, if you feel unsatisfied, it's often because you lack a purpose in life. What is your purpose in life? I don't know. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know. Maybe that's what you're asking. Think about it. What are the things that make you feel fulfilled in life? What are the things that make you motivated? What are the things that bring energy into you? Though that all aligns with your purpose. If you're not living your purpose in life, guess what? You won't be like this woman. You won't be jumping and cheering and being all happy and, with the faded sun and everything. You won't be like that. Instead, you're going to be sad. You're going to be depressed. When you're not living what your purpose is, when you're not aligned with that purpose, when you're not even aware of what your purpose is, many people are like that. Many people are. Then guess what? You will not be happy. You won't. It simply is not possible to be happy when you're not living what your purpose is, even just a little bit. Even if you're just living your purpose a little bit, guess what? That brings happiness. That brings fulfillment in many other areas of your life. But if you're not doing anything to fulfill that purpose that you have, that desire, that drive within you, then you don't really know what true happiness is. You will not be able to be happy because you don't know what it is deep down. Purpose brings meaning to your life. Without purpose, you don't have a meaning to your life. You feel as though you were just a mindless slave, zombie, just doing repetitive tasks here and there, meaningless, repetitive tasks without any sort of meaning behind it whatsoever. That is what it's like when you don't have a purpose. That's what it feels like. And if you feel that way, it's because you're not living what your purpose is. Even if you have a job that is not aligned with your purpose whatsoever, but outside of work, you're doing some activities that aligns with your purpose, that makes you feel fulfilled. That often will motivate you in other areas of your life, even if it's not 100% in alignment. The goal is you want to turn that secondary side project or whatever activity it is that you're doing outside of your main line of work and see if you can make that something that is your main thing that you do in life. Something that you're very passionate about. Something that you truly enjoy. That should be number one with the priorities of your life and being able to fulfill that within your life. So how can you fulfill your purpose? How can you bring meaning into the world and make a difference? That's really what purpose is. So when we think about an example of someone who is a cook, someone who enjoys cooking food for other people, they get massive excitement making something and then giving it to someone and seeing what their reaction is. That's something that makes them very excited. For people who that's not what their purpose is, they're just like, oh, I'm just gotta cook, gotta make this food, gotta do this. They don't have that passion. They don't have that drive. So do you see what the difference is here? Two people doing the same exact thing. One person is very passionate about it. The other person, they don't like it. It's not something that they truly enjoy. Whose work do you think is going to be better? Who's the outcome? Who do you think is going to have a better outcome? The person who's putting in the time and effort and realizes, I love this. They can do it more efficiently. They would be happy doing it. They put in the time and effort and dedication to it. Whereas the other person who's, not really thrilled about it, they're just, there's no creativity there. There's nothing exciting. There's no energy. It just seems dead. There's nothing really there. But how does that also bring meaning into the world? How does that help other people? How does that make a difference? Of course it can. With any sort of field. When you find something you're passionate about and that you truly love and enjoy, other people will feel that. They will feel the positive energy that you're emitting from the work that you're doing. They will be able to, if you're looking at like food and, a chef or whatever, they will feel fulfilled, like, oh, this is amazing. This is very, very good. It could bring a massive difference into many people's lives, no matter how trivial you think it is. And food really is not a trivial thing. Let's be fair. We all need some sort of food, but perhaps some other professions, some other things here and there. You may feel as though, no. Well, everything has its place. Everything has a meaning behind it and a purpose for you to fulfill. And it's up to you to find that, to bring that meaning. And how do you find that purpose? You must go within. You cannot search externally for a purpose. You can't be typing into your online, what is my purpose in life? I don't even know what it would even come up with, but it would probably be like, okay, you live, you're born, you consume, you put out energy into whatever work that you're doing, and then you die, you reproduce, and then you die. It's like, okay, that's like such meaningless stuff, okay? No, something much more meaningful. How can you change the world by your activities alone? Because you can. You can do that. Your purpose. You must go within to find that purpose. If you're going online, if you're asking friends, what should I do in life? What should my life consist of? What should I do? It doesn't matter what your friends say, what your family says, what random strangers online say. It doesn't matter what even trained professionals, therapists, psychologists in, all sorts of mental health related fields, it doesn't matter what they say. None of that matters, because you're not going to get a proper answer about what you should do with your life. Instead, you can listen to them, you can take their opinions, and you can begin to think, okay, I have some ideas of various things. What really resonates with me? What would make me truly happy? That is something only you can answer. So go within you. Ask the questions of you and feel what really truly brings you happiness. Once you do that, then you will find purpose. You will find meaning, and you will begin to live that purpose. You will live that meaning, and you will be happy again. You will find that happiness. You will find that excitement and drive within your own life, that it makes you feel thrilled every single day. You want to get up in the morning and you want to fulfill that purpose every single day. That's something that excites you. That's how you know you've found your purpose. Always go within, and your answer is right there.